Alright, how's everyone doing? I am Rich Celenza. Thanks for checking out my channel. So what I want to kind of get into today is what the gym looks like after the first week of opening after the pandemic. So I'm at an LA Fitness in Windermere. I love this gym actually, but in my opinion regarding this whole thing about the gyms reopening, I truthfully don't see a big difference in the way people are acting, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I think the people that usually would clean up after themselves, clean up after themselves. Besides the pool, jacuzzi, locker room, and sauna being closed, it's just a regular style gym. I don't see people behaving differently necessarily towards one another. I see people that love to work out, working out. If you're a gym rat, you're going to be in the gym. If you're afraid to go back to the gym, you're not going to come back to the gym, right? I get it. I don't see anyone really wearing masks in my gym, with the exception of the people that work here. I was hearing like a lot of people were going to go back to the gym. They were going to be wearing gloves, maybe a mask, doing all these different types of things. I don't see it. Some of the equipment is obviously spread out in the gym differently. They have a lot of equipment in the gymnasium, so you can't play basketball. The other day I saw guys playing racquetball. I don't see them now. I haven't seen any classes necessarily, but it does look like they have blocked off certain areas so you can do a class. You just have to do social distancing. If you want, you might want to check out my other video. I did a entire tour of what the gym now looks like during the pandemic, which it does look different. But for the most part, I don't see anything else really being that different. I brought a towel. I put it on every piece of equipment that if I sit or lay down on. I don't see a lot of people doing that, nor do I care if they do or don't. I do see people off and on kind of trying to maybe separate from one another, but then again, if you see other people that you know, I just think we will address them like we've always done that. I'm kind of calling bullshit to think that everybody kind of is behaving a certain way that they're not. I think also with a lot of equipment in the gym, it couldn't be separated. So as much as they wanted to separate a lot of us, they couldn't, especially in, say, the free weight area or the dumbbell area. That's always going to be crowded. So if you do come back to the gym, don't expect that to be much different. The water fountains are still working, right? I think I mentioned this in the other video. So as far as the locker rooms being closed in the sauna and pool and all that, but you could still use the restrooms, obviously. So those are still open. There still is traffic in the locker room, for instance, because it has a bench. People are changing, kind of doing all that. So that hasn't changed either. What else would I say about the gym that I found different? I haven't seen, since I've been here, a lot of classes, let's just say, even in the cycling area. So I, again, don't know if they're having them or not. So that is one thing. And what else would I say about the gym? It's obviously a lot less people are here, and I understand that, but it still seems like we gather in groups, not that we know each other, but there just are certain areas that there's always going to be a lot of people. Well, let's say, for instance, we used to have a stretching area on the first floor and second floor, but it looks like they do not have the stretching area on the second floor. It's on the first floor. So now, for the most part, everybody who's stretching is going to be in that area, and it looks pretty tight. Also, say in another room we have boxing, so they have a bunch of bags where you can punch bags, and I think they do want to separate. But again, it's almost impossible to separate when they have hanging on the wall, where they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different boxing bags. Is it 6 or 7? I don't know. But again, you have the bags and the people spinning around the bags. Of course, you're not going to be able to social distance in that situation. Here's the thing, I don't know what your gym looks like. I'm just giving you an exact idea of what LA Fitness looks like. I think they've been doing a terrific job as far as our gym. And I travel to a lot of gyms all over North America. For the most part, I think they're doing the best job they can, but I think people have to take a realistic approach. When working out, it's all about movement, right? It's about trying all different things. There's no way you're going to be able to avoid a lot of people unless it's really downtime and not a lot of people are here. But if it is busy, like during the week, sometimes at night, you're going to run into people. I don't care how it is. And like I said earlier, some people truly are cleaning up after themselves. That could be their hands or wiping down equipment, but a lot aren't either. I also do think if you are going to come back to the gym, you have to understand certain types of equipment, not even equipment, but it could be a dumbbell, for instance, or the dumbbell area. Not everyone is going to be wiping their hands clean or wiping the dumbbell, I guess you could say, itself every time it's being used or not used. Take cable crossovers, all the different handles and grip styles, those a lot of times are not being wiped down. So you got to really take that in consideration as well. And just in general, again, I think people are doing the best they can, but on the other note, it is a gym. You cannot constantly be cleaning up before and after you work out on every piece of thing you touch. I think that's a little unrealistic. I think we're all trying to do the best we can. There are blue arrows that they put with basically painter's tape around the entire building to kind of show you which way you should and shouldn't go. Again, the reality is nobody, for the most part, that I'm seeing in the gym is following that. So that's a little unrealistic. And the other thing that you may or may not like, the locker rooms are closed shut. But like the locker rooms area you can use, but you just can't put anything in a locker, is what I should say. So if you come here with a lot of possessions, you're gonna have to carry them around, okay? So everybody, for the most part, is again carrying their bag around all over the place. Is that, I don't know how clean the bag is or not, but that's just a reality. So if you do come back to the gym, I would lighten the load up in the bag, okay? And you can't shower when you're done working out, so that's something else you have to remember. So again, these are things, if you're working out, that I just want to bring to your attention. Where I think a lot of confusion is coming in is what to wear coming to the gym. So if you wear your workout clothes and you work out, right, then you leave and then you jump in your car, as you know, you've been sweating and you have basically dirty clothes. But then on the other end, do you come here because the locker rooms are open, you just can't use the lockers themselves. So say you change when you get to the locker room. So now you take your clean clothes, you put your other clean clothes, your workout gear on, right? Then you work out, then kind of what do? You don't want to basically take off those clothes, put them in a bag and put your clean clothes because you're going to infect those as well. These are just things you got to figure out, right? Or you come in with your clothes, you work out, right? And you walk out because again, you can't shower. So then you go back into your car with your dirty clothes. Whatever was on you is going to go inside your car. So it's kind of tricky. You can wash up the best you can inside the locker rooms, but the reality is it's kind of a catch-22. And also everything that you bring into the gym, you got to carry around with you. So that's something to really consider as well. And I think a lot of people just basically, for the most part, it looks like they're coming in their workout clothes, they're working out, and then they're just leaving dirty and they immediately go home and shower instead of exchanging all these clothes and kind of infecting everything along the way. I also noticed that there are people that work here that were trainers or are trainers, but it doesn't seem like anybody in the gym is being trained by anyone. I'm not sure if I'm just here at the times that they're not training anyone. I don't even know if they're offering training, but I thought that I would bring that up. Also, they have training room areas in a lot of gyms. And our gyms, basically, there's 2 racquetball rooms that they converted into personal training. We used to be able to kind of go in there. It doesn't look like we can't go in there, but it doesn't look like we can to a certain point. It looks kind of blocked off. They have the signage there, and I don't see anybody else being trained in there. So I thought I would bring that up as well. And like I talked about the dumbbell area earlier, also with the kettlebells, that is something I don't think that people a lot of times are using and then cleaning, or cleaning before they use. That is something else that I thought was quite interesting. I also noticed, like I bring a towel, like I said earlier as well, I put it on the equipment. Our gym offers towel service, but when I first came here, I seen a lot of people with towels. Now I don't see as many, if that makes sense. Either not sure why, I just don't think they maybe want to drag it around, or they just forgot. That has changed as well. And when I first came after the pandemic, I think I mentioned this a little earlier, and they were playing racquetball, or at least I saw one guy playing. And then when I was leaving, I saw a couple people playing. Now I'm not seeing anyone. And I asked the girl up front what is going on with the racquetball, handball situation, and she didn't have the information. So I still don't know what the answer is to that. So if you do belong to an LA Fitness, that's something that you may have to take up with your gym. So I'm going to wrap it up there. Hopefully you have some type of idea what the gym looks like during the pandemic, at least LA Fitness in Florida. I also do gym tours all over the United States and Canada, including Hawaii and Alaska. And I just did a video, I think I said this earlier, if you want to check it out, I did a video on the grand opening basically of when LA Fitness opened, what the gym looked like. So you can check that out as well. If you get a chance, maybe subscribe, but I'm on LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. I have my own podcast, The Rich Celenza Show, WTF Are You Talking About, as well. So I guess I'm just going to wrap it up there. Take care, stay healthy, and if you don't feel safe going to the gym or you don't feel like it's your thing yet, I understand, but I'm here to tell you for the most part, I don't think a lot has changed, with kind of the exception of obviously not being able to swim and use the locker rooms or a jacuzzi or sauna. But that's all I got to tell you. Stay healthy, and I'll talk to you later.